This episode is brought to you by Battleborn Batteries, the best name in the RV and marine industry. These lithium batteries are designed and assembled in the USA, backed by a 10-year warranty. The best solution for your battery anxiety. So go check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.
Whether your adventure is on the road, on the water, or off the grid, Battleborn batteries keep you out there longer.
Hi, everyone. This is Kenny, and I am so excited to announce that SnapPad has become a sponsor for the show. It means so much to us to have their support. I purchased SnapPads for our RV over 2 years ago, and I can honestly say if something happened to them today, I would replace them by tomorrow. They have saved my back and setup time by not needing to crawl underneath our Class A to set up blocks under our jack stands. They truly make setting up our RV a snap.
For me, they reduce vibration in the fifth wheel, took 15 minutes to install, and never come off. SnapPads also add a little something extra to the appearance of the jacks. Go check them out at rvsnappad.com.
You are listening to Beyond the Wheel, a podcast about the people and ideas that drive the RV community forward.
Hey everyone, today we have Jackie and Nate from Sun RV to talk about their new RV resort that is being built just outside of San Diego. It will be called Costa Vista RV Resort. Sean and I hear the word resort used a lot when describing an RV park, but this one location is surely going to live up to the name. With amenities like a restaurant, observation deck, indoor, outdoor gym, and sports courts, just to name a few. With the increased interest in camping and RVing right now, we are excited to welcome a new campground, especially one that will have a minimum of 246 sites. And with their online booking software, you will be able to choose your specific site, allowing you to be sure you are getting the spot you want. So without any further delay, let's welcome Jackie and Nate and get this show started.
Hi, Nate and Jackie. Welcome to the podcast. Good to have you guys on. If you could just tell us a little bit about yourselves and your roles at Sun RV Resorts. And Nate, why don't we start with you?
Great. Well, thanks for having us. Really excited to be on the show. I'm Vice President of Marketing for Sun Communities. Been with the company just under a year or so, overseeing marketing for Sun RV Resorts. And prior to this, I was in hotel marketing, hotel operations, and then food and beverage as well. Great to be in this segment, an incredible space, incredible industry, and glad to be on the show today. So thank you.
Absolutely. And my name is Jakie Maguire. I have been in the RV industry for about 10 years now. I started out at a Jellystone park outside of Buffalo, New York, and then traveled to Ocean City, Maryland to become a general manager at one of our properties, Castaways RV Resort. And a couple of years later, I became a regional vice president. This past December, I became a divisional vice president, and I now oversee our properties in California, Arizona, Colorado, Louisiana, Texas, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, and New York. So definitely a widespread area, and it's really cool to be a part of so many different aspects of the United States and properties at each of them.
That is quite the list. That is a large area.
It is. We've got all the time zones covered.
And this new campground that you're building is in California. It's in Chula Vista, and I believe the name of the new campground will be Costa Vista. Is that correct?
Yes. So Costa Vista RV Resort will be located right outside of the San Diego area in Chula Vista, and really excited to be able to be part of the property.
Will this be a new campground from the ground up, or was it originally a campground and you guys are kind of like refurbishing it and maybe changing it and getting it up to maybe Sun RV Resort's spec?
So this is actually going to be part of our ground up portfolio. This will be built 100% from a clean slate of ground. This project's actually the first project to open as part of the Port of San Diego's Bayfront Master Plan project. So they are going to be doing a complete renovation of the area with a convention center, parks, bike path, just a lot of renovations going on down in that area. So this is the first part of it. We do have a property currently in operation that is Chula Vista RV Resort, and that will be shutting down here at the end of this year when we open up the new property.
starting or having this campground from the ground up, does that make things easier or more challenging as far as the build goes? Do you think it's easier to build from the ground up and put everything exactly the way you want it? Or is there some sort of easy, or I don't know, or is it just easier to maybe take an existing campground and transform it into what you want it to be?
Yeah, so one thing that's great about our company is that we kind of have pushed both opportunities. So we have a lot of properties that we're continually doing renovations to, doing expansions, doing site upgrades, adding new amenities as they become available. And then a property like this, we're completely building it from the ground up. And they both definitely have their pros and they definitely both have their challenges as well. So when we start looking at a property like this one and we're building it from the complete ground up, we have to kind of navigate what the local governing bodies are, who's involved, what are their expectations, exactly our customer is going to be, what they're going to want, and then really starting to build out that brand and identity of what do we want the guest experience to be, what amenities do we want them to have, and how do we tie it all in together. So we have to get every single little decision, and we have to make sure that it ties back into one cohesive unit. When we're looking at some of our renovations, the challenges we have are today's market. A lot of these campgrounds weren't built for 45-foot toy haulers with decks that come off the back. So one of the biggest restrictions that we see as we work with other properties is what size camper can they accommodate? And that's usually what we're trying to do, is make sure that we can accommodate what's out there today. So one of the really big perks to doing a ground up is that you can lay out the property so that it allows for those bigger campers to come through. You can have some of the newer vacation rentals and really offer the top of what's currently available in the market today.
So what type of features or amenities is this new campground going to have?
There is definitely no shortage of amenities at the property. We're going to have a 2-story dining and observation deck where you can get your meal, enjoy a drink, sit outside, watch the sunset. We have an indoor-outdoor fitness center where you're going to be able to work out, and there's a retractable wall that's going to basically allow you to feel like you're outdoors, but also be on some of the high-tech equipment that's out there and available today. We have sports courts with a putting green, pickleball, basketball, playgrounds, a market that's going to offer all of your camping necessities and items from the local area that we'll bring in. We have an arcade. We have some event club space areas with billiards, cards rooms, and really just a meeting room for any group event that you may want to have while you're on property. So really something for everyone.
Yeah, so one of our, at least my wife and I, one of our frustrations is that a lot of campgrounds will throw resort in the name without being truly a resort. It sounds like this really truly is a resort, kind of a destination campground where you can stay occupied within the campground before ever even venturing into the town. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's really our goal, is we want to allow you to either come to the property and never have to leave and offer you everything that you could need, but also often are situated in an area where there's a lot of things to do in the nearby amenities. Being in that San Diego, right outside of that market, there's so many things you can do in the area if you want to.
And we're also trying to, one big thing with this particular part is, really integration on technology and media, which is going to set us apart from a lot of different properties, from, check-in and interactive media boards in the lobby, to television sets, in the restaurant, the outdoor bar, being able to experience that in multiple locations. And then one big one is, we're installing a media, call it a media board or display board outside, to where potentially having a system where people are posting social media on Instagram or Facebook, and trying to pull in certain feeds so that we can display all that content and what people are experiencing around the resort, and people can interact with that, but also potentially having, movie nights outdoors. So high integration of technology, and with that comes, a need for high-speed internet, laying the ground for every single site, every single vacation rental. So very large demand on technology to meet the needs of, again, that new traveler. So, and to meet that resort title that you're talking about.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Internet and campgrounds just don't go together usually. So that's good news for RVers for sure.
I have a two-part question. How many sites are you guys looking at, or acreage? I'm not sure which way you want to word it. And also, how do you decide what goes in there? I heard you say pickleball, which is really popular right now. How do you guys keep up with the trends to know what's important? The gym? I would love to see gyms in more of these campgrounds, and it's just something that you don't really see that often. What goes into the decision process of what gets included into the campground?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Costa Vista Phase 1 property is actually going to be a total of 246 sites, 49 of which of those will be vacation rentals, or sometimes referred to as cottages or cabins. They're basically self-contained units that we provide. So if you want to come camping with your friends and you're new to the industry and you don't have your own camper yet, you can still come down and enjoy the area and all the amenities that we have to offer. In terms of what amenities we add to a property, it's really based on the area, what those guests are likely interested in. California is a very active area, so we knew that a fitness center would be something that was important to them, getting outside and enjoying the outdoors. The weather always plays a large contributing factor to what do we put in. Obviously, with the beautiful temperatures of California and that San Diego area, we were able to really highlight a lot of what the outdoor amenities had to offer. And then it's also talking to the customers and what are they, obviously with the number of properties that we have, we're able to oftentimes highlight a lot of demographics and where those guests are coming from and have conversations with them at other properties. We're looking at building a property down in this area. What would you be interested in having? Or is this an amenity that you would use? So really just working with the customers, and then also the governing bodies of that area. They're going to have a ton of feedback from the Chamber of Commerce, the other businesses that are in the area, what are guests asking for, what are people in the area looking for, and really just taking the time to ask those questions ahead of time.
How about making a reservation? Will you guys be online? Is it easy for somebody to make a reservation? And do they need a membership, or is it open to anybody?
Sun RV Resorts, we're open to anybody, no reservation or no membership required. But yeah, it will be online reservation. We're looking to open that up in the next, coming weeks or so. And then as far as that booking process or the website experience, yeah, we've really invested in some partnerships or so that make that very, very seamless and very easy, to where you can sort by different types of sites, different level of amenities, vacation rentals or size of site. And then potentially you can pick your exact site. You can lock that in. It's exactly where you're going to stay, before you show up. And it's done all as you're doing the reservation. So no need to show up and not know where you're going to stay. So we're implementing that across all of our properties, right now, and Chula Vista will have that, at the start. So we're actually in our process right now of building out. We have a temporary website right now with, basic information, but launching a full-blown site with reservations here in the next few weeks.
I like what you said about picking a site. That's something that I think is very lacking with the campgrounds. I mean, actually just being able to book online is a big deal for some reason with the campgrounds, but to actually be able to pick your individual site, be able to look at a map, know what size rig you have and with your door situation, and be able to pick where you want. Especially Sabrina and I, we travel with a small dog and we prefer the corner sites. So if we were able to pick the corner site every time at a campground, we would definitely that would be something that we would really enjoy to be able to do. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And the software is integrated so that it actually, when you put in your length of the camper, it's only going to show you sites that you will fit on. So if you have a 45-foot fifth wheel versus a 20-foot travel trailer, it's going to make sure it gives you sites that can accommodate you based on slide outs. Are they on the driver's side? Are they on the passenger side? Or are they on both sides? And then also attributes. So you can look at what exactly are you looking for? Is a kitchen or a bathroom in a unit important, or are you just looking for a standard unit? Luckily with Costa Vista, our vacation rentals do have full bathrooms and full kitchens, so there's less amenities to have to worry about, but it does give you that opportunity. Do you want, some of our sites will have barbecue islands, some of them will have propane fire pits, others will have natural gas fire pits. So it really just gives you the opportunity to drive into exactly what's important to you and your family.
One of the best features is when we design the resort map or so, and laying that into the booking engine there. So you can look at everywhere and just, again, visibly click where you want to stay. And if you're traveling with others, you can pick two sites. You can lock in you and your family or your friends, or maybe family or friends might be staying at a vacation rental and you want your site located, like you said, staying on the corner. Well, now you want one right next to the vacation rental, and you can lock those in as well. So really great user friendly experience.
And is this type of system across all of your RV resorts, or is it just specific for the Costa Vista?
Not currently, but we are, Jackie, and correct me on an exact number of properties we have implemented for this new system, but the goal for this year and through 2020 is a full conversion of all properties to this system. So working towards that goal, but Costa Vista will launch with this system in place. So
now I'm curious a little bit about Sun RV Resorts in general. Is it more of like a business model like a KOA, or is it more like a Thousand Trails model? I'm not as familiar with Sun RV as I am with some of the other big RV/campground companies. Can you kind of explain how Sun RV is organized and how all these parks sort of fit together?
Absolutely. So we have approximately 140 properties across the U.S. and Canada, and we are purely transient or so, and we have seasonals or annual available. We're not a membership program. There's no requirements or number of minimum needed of stays to stay. And we have a range of different properties and sizes from, large properties such as Costa Vista, or some of our premier properties. We have another new development, River Run, outside of Denver. That's fairly large, to up in the Northeast, down to Florida, where we have 50 plus properties down in Florida. So we're really across the U.S., and we have a type of property for every type of RVer. Great number of experiences, family friendly, again, luxury, outdoors. We also offer tent, camping, and some glamping opportunities or types of stay as well.
One of the big things that kind of allows us to be who we are is the fact that we have the same standard set for all 140 of our properties. So whether it's customer service, curb appeal, cleanliness of bathrooms, the amenities that we offer, there's a level of standard that allows us to ensure that guest is going to have that great guest experience no matter where they go.
Is each campground individually owned and you guys are a franchise together, or?
We own and operate all of our properties, so not a franchise like KOA or Jellystone or so.
Okay, so you guys have a really good control then, I would imagine, over what happens at each campground. Everybody is on the same page. Everybody's on board with one another.
Yeah, and our managers, they go through a great training program. So when you become a team member with Sun RV Resorts, you're going to go through a training program where those standards are set, those resources are laid out for what's available. And then you'll have a support team of a regional vice president and a divisional vice president, all the way up to, our CEOs, COOs. Everybody is very involved in the properties and what's going on. So there's definitely a pride in the product that we produce. And it's really cool to see just the consistency in what we provide to the guests.
Yeah, I've stayed actually at a Sun RV resort somewhere, and I was scrolling through your map to see if I could remember where exactly it was. And we've stayed at so many over the last 6 years, I can't remember which property it was. But I do remember that the staff there was really good, and the campground itself was very clean. I mean, even the common areas were very clean. Everything was very clean inside that resort. I have drone footage of it, but I just can't remember where it was.
Awesome. We appreciate that feedback.
Yeah, it's something we pride ourselves on, is cleanliness and, like Jackie said, on the ground experience and customer service or so. And we also pull that through, just to kind of dovetail on that, is, when it comes to, a guest experience or guest reviews, we're looking at and monitoring every review that's published by every guest on every channel, be it social or internal, so that we can learn, we can provide feedback, we can go back to that guest and see whatever we need to do to support them. But again, when it comes to being an owner operator, all the way, this allows us to ensure that, really quality on the ground experience, like you just highlighted.
And so you already have, you said, the Chula Vista RV Resort down there. Why add another one in that same area?
So again, Chula Vista is when Costa Vista opens up, Chula Vista will actually be shutting down as part of that master plan for the port. So that property becomes part of that integration to the broader project plan down there.
Oh, okay. Are there going to be, I know you said there's no like membership, but are there going to be monthly sites available there or seasonal sites at that location?
Yep, so we'll have monthly sites and short-term reservations. So definitely depending on what your needs are and why you're headed to the area, we'll be able to accommodate you.
So the Chula Vista location, will that be, and maybe it's the same all the way across the board, but will that be family focused? Will it be adults only focused? Do you have any adult only focused campgrounds, or are they all family focused?
Yeah, so we offer both age restricted and family parks throughout the entire U.S. So depending on what you're looking for out of your guest experience and which property you're going to go to. A lot of our Florida properties do have the age restrictions on them, but then there's also a lot that have an all-age, activities program. The Costa Vista property specifically will be really focused towards everyone. It's going to be whether you're millennials looking to just travel with a couple's getaway, or an older couple that's looking to enjoy a weekend away, families going down to explore the San Diego area. It really just depends on what you're looking to do, but we'll definitely have something for everyone, and there are no restrictions on that.
What about pets?
We are fully pet friendly, so our vacation rentals are pet friendly. We also have locations where the dogs can go out and enjoy the outdoors off leash as well. So definitely, we love our furry friends, and they're always welcome as long as they're nice.
Okay, that's fair enough.
What about age restrictions as far as the RV goes?
So in terms of transient reservations, there are no age restrictions on coming to stay with us.
Oh, okay. We hear about that in some campgrounds. They say they want your RV to be 10 years or newer as far as age goes. So
yeah, so as long as the unit itself is RVIA certified, we are welcome to have it come join us.
Okay.
And I know you guys said that you are not franchised. Do you guys work with any other campgrounds in America that in any way, Jellystones, the KOAs, or just any campground at all?
Yeah, we do actually have a few KOA properties that we operate, and then Jellystone as well. We do partner with that, and it allows us to operate those as well because it's a good opportunity, a good model for certain locations.
With the COVID-19 that's been going around the last few months, has your marketing strategy or your overall business model shifted at all to account for the lack of travel, so to speak? And also a second part to that is, has it delayed the opening of the Costa Vista RV Resort at all?
So first part, I'll answer the first part. So yeah, when it comes to our marketing approach, as the pandemic came about or so, we paused all of our property level marketing and our corporate level marketing and pivoted to ensure we had proper communication going out to all of our guests and all of our team members to ensure we focused on any content or supporting material that we needed to get on property, and then put notifications out to potential properties that were closing due to state restrictions or so. So there was I would call it a period of time where we paused that. Now going forward now we've reactivated our marketing, but it's very specific on what states, what regions, how that applies, and trying to ensure there's a lot of demand for people that want to get out and want to visit properties. And so we're encouraging that where applicable by state and where allowed. And that's really where our focus is kind of shifted to or so. As far as delaying of Costa Vista or timeline, we're still on track, still same date as before. And I think Jackie, if you want to highlight a few points on development timeline.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely very aware of the impacts that COVID may have, but we're thankful that the construction was able to continue to acquire resources as needed. Communication was able to still continue with the local authorities. Decisions were still able to be made within our company in a timely manner, still looking at opening up in Q1. So definitely excited about that. To kind of highlight what Nate was discussing regarding the impact that COVID had, what we're seeing as the world begins to start opening back up is that a lot of people are much more comfortable traveling within the comfort of their own RV. We're seeing a lot of guests that are excited to get back outdoors. And obviously we're working with a lot of restrictions right now in terms of what that guest experience may be in terms of the amount of amenities available. But again, that customer knows they're still going to have a great guest experience just in terms of the service, the curb appeal, and being able to bring their own unit gives them that sense of home.
We're looking at partnerships with other companies where, again, we're even finding that there are new people that have not experienced or tried RVing before. And because they're may not be comfortable with other forms of travel, that they're trying this out. And so we're looking at partnerships with other companies to how do we highlight all the properties that Sun has to offer and all the great, experiences that we have to bring them and to our properties or so.
Yeah, I've always found that RVing has quickly become my favorite way to travel because we always have everything that we want and need with us. I also like the fact that our dirt is our own dirt and germs. So my wife and I have always been a little bit germophobic. And I think that other people now, because of COVID, will actually find that this is kind of like the best way to travel. And I think when things start to bounce back, I think RVing is going to bounce back in a big way. I think even stronger than it was before.
Absolutely. And we're even hearing a lot of customers comment about with our cabins and vacation rentals too, the fact that they're not sharing a hallway with someone or an elevator, their own unit, their own outdoors, their own fire pit, and they can just still have a structure that someone else has provided, but still be able to feel as though they're in that environment.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody's looking for one of your campgrounds and where they want to stay, if they go to your website, is there like a view or a map that they can see where all the locations are? Can they use filters by any chance and say maybe pick the amenities that they're looking for and things like that? How do they find your locations?
Yeah, if you go to RVresorts.com, right up front and center, so there's it's where do you want to go?
Okay.
You can type in, if you want to go to Denver, if you want to go to Colorado, if you want to go, you type that and you can click just the search and it'll pull up any properties or so within that region where you're looking to go. And then you can start sorting as needed or so. But yeah, it's a great way to explore our properties and what we have to offer is sunrvresorts.com.
Awesome.
Do you guys offer like a rewards program or anything like that for staying at Sun RV Resorts?
Not currently, but we're looking to new ways to provide value to our guests and again show them all that we have to offer, but not currently.
Okay.
And I think one of you said that you worked in maybe hospitality or hotel. How is the campground RV business different than maybe the standard hospitality type of business?
Yeah, I've spent actually my almost my entire career in hotels, restaurant and hotels. And actually, when it comes to member differences, the differences are very small. Actually, the similarities are substantial because again, it's taking care of guests, it's on the ground experience, it's again customer satisfaction, different amenities. The only difference with hotels is you're going to one building and staying in one room. When it comes to RVs, you have an RV that's tailored to you and all, how does my properties or so ensure that I have the right type of RV or site for you. But when it comes to experience, a lot of the marketing, a lot of the booking patterns, it's very, very similar. And it's good to be able to kind of bring some of that hospitality side over to here and ensure that we can kind of communicate that on a marketing side, on a digital side, on a booking engine or so. But on the ground experience from mine, very, very similar.
Okay. That's what I thought, but it just checking.
I think the reservation system that you guys are rolling out, the way you describe it, is going to be really beneficial to customers. I mean, not just at that Costa Vista resort, but as you roll it out across other resorts, being able to actually see where you're going to park and knowing that you have that spot and you're not going to be stuck next to the pool's circulating system or next to the dog park if you don't have dogs is going to be really, really great, I think, for people to be able to pick that. So I'm happy to hear that you guys are going to start using a system like that.
Great success with it at the properties that have rolled out. So really just that dynamic ability to have the exact experience you're looking for is something that the guests truly appreciate.
Yeah, sometimes when we're staying somewhere, we'll post it on social media and we'll get people messaging us saying, can you check out the sites that would be perfect for I have a 40-foot Tiffin. Will you send me some pictures of some of the sites you think will work for that? It really is a big benefit to RVers.
We've got that same exact question, Sean. I thought it was kind of odd that we did. I'm glad to hear that you get the same question, actually. But talk about social media a little bit. What type of marketing have you guys tried, and what do you find to work the best? Are you guys using Facebook or Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, we do a range, and it really depends on the type of property, the type of campaign, the time or so. And so again, it becomes very targeted. So it may be you visit our site and you are looking at our properties, but you decide not to book, then we have retargeting, ads that will display ads about, Sun RV Resorts as you're, looking around other things. So we'll do retargeting. We'll do general search in Google if you're looking for resorts or properties or information, a little higher level funnel. We'll target ads, and then we have display or dynamic ads that change content on different sites. So there's those. And then when it comes to social media, absolutely. We do a mix on Facebook from targeted offers where we have an offer or maybe a discount or promotion. There's a specific campaign, or maybe it's just a boost of current content that's really engaging, and we believe hope a lot of people would engage more on. We'll kind of display that more. And then shifting to Instagram as well, we do a similar approach, very high quality content, displaying sites or vacation rentals or thought-provoking engagement. We do Instagram stories, Instagram video, IGTV. So very heavy push on social as well, but a big range depending on the strategy.
Now, are you guys, I know we're talking about Costa Vista, which my wife and I actually tried to stay at Chula Vista RV Resort at one point, and we weren't able to get in. So I'm excited to be able to go back there and stay at Costa Vista RV Resort. But are you guys looking at expanding in any other areas right now?
Yeah, so we're continually looking at opportunities of where there's a demand that may not be met. So like Nate kind of highlighted earlier, we recently had properties open in Colorado, in Granby, Colorado, River Run RV Resort, which offers a large mix of RV sites, vacation rentals, glamping, tent sites, and even villa home sales. So you can actually purchase a second home up there and get away from the Denver metro area and enjoy the outdoors. So that's a property that we opened last summer. We also opened Carolina Pines outside of the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area, which is a beautiful property with a lot of great amenities for families, very family oriented. And then we also, the first property that we opened was in Cava Robles, California. So it was Cava Robles RV Resort in Paso Robles, California. And that opened late in 2018 as well. So there's really been a lot of great developments that have been opening. And then we're always got something up our sleeve for new properties, hopefully coming down the pipeline. So really just trying to continue as the industry grows. We're trying to just make sure that we're growing with it.
Yeah, we've talked to other people, Kenny and I, in the industry, and one thing we always like to highlight is that the sales of RVs have definitely outpaced the growth of both the RV tech industry, like maintenance and things like that, and the RV campground and resort industry as well. So it's always good to hear that companies like yours are working on expansion, because us full-timers worry sometimes that we're not going to have a place to stay if the sales of the units continue but the campgrounds don't grow.
Yeah, and that goes back to our priority of on the ground experience of our guests, right? And so we need to ensure we have a number of properties to support not only the volume or the occupancy, but again, that they're up to date, the right amount of technology, and so you're supported all around. But that's the goal.
What are you guys most excited for about the Costa Vista campground, the new one? What are you guys like really psyched for, I guess I should say?
Personally, I am most excited for eating meal on top of the two-story dining deck while watching a sunset.
That does sound awesome.
That is my go-to. I'm excited to see. The renderings they make you excited enough, but having been involved in the project and just seeing some of the items that are being used and watching these buildings start to go up, I'm excited to be able to sit up there and have a meal and just overlook everything that's going on at the property. And the families enjoying the amenities, the RVs pulling in, just all of it coming to life and taking it all in.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely one of my top points as well. But I'd also say, the location is, we're a few minutes from downtown San Diego, right? And so again, what you're saying is, looking out over the bay and you can see downtown, you can see the wetlands there. And if you want to hop in your car or get on a shuttle and head downtown and experience the Gaslight District or anything that downtown San Diego has, and then hop back, and then just 5-7 minutes later, you're back in your RV, experiencing, the property again. That urban location is really phenomenal. Great property.
Are those renderings available for anybody to see? Do you guys have them on your website somewhere?
Yeah, so we do have a few of the renderings available on our website. We will have in the next couple of weeks, as we launch our reservations in early June, we will have those additional renderings available online. And we can certainly get you guys a copy of those as well.
And you said the planned opening is the first quarter of 2021?
That is correct.
Okay. And then that's the 200 and, did you say 96 sites?
246 total sites.
46. And then how many is ultimately envisioned for the full build out?
So the additional plans for phase 2 and 3 are still in the finalized pipeline. So you guys will have to stay tuned for that final number.
Okay. That's fair enough. We like suspense.
Yeah. So the Costa Vista one sounds like it's really going to be a glamping style campground. And that's what my wife and I always look for. We travel for work. So when we're staying at a campground, we don't always have the time to explore. So places like this, we really appreciate. When you're talking about having a restaurant and everything to do right on the property, man, that is awesome for us. We love that. I'm really excited about this.
Absolutely. You're going to have to come check us out once we get up and running.
We will for sure. So is that the difference between a glamp? So what would you consider like a glamping campground and just a camping campground? I consider my wife and I glampers. We don't really camp. We don't consider ourselves like you would never find us in a tent, I guess you could say.
Yeah. So we definitely offer, Costa Vista is really highlighted as a modern upscale resort that also ties in those amenities. So in terms of that glamping industry connotation, it definitely meets that high-end camping feel. We also do have properties that offer true, legitimate glamping in the sense of yurts, adventure tents, Conestoga wagons, just all sorts of things that are a little bit more ornate ways of camping. So depending on what your definition is of glamping, we've got it all within Sun.
Nice. Very cool. We're going to have to check out the website. We'll add a link in our show notes for the website as well. And then if you guys can get us some of those rendering photos, we can add them so that anybody listening right now, you just go to the show notes and you'll get the link for their website. You'll also be able to see some photos of the campground.
Before we let you go, is there anything we might have missed? Anything else you want to highlight? Anything else you want to talk about?
Really, again, Costa is a great property, but Sun RV Resorts, the span of properties and the type of range for every type of guest or traveler, glamper or tent is really incredible and impressive. And again, I encourage everyone to go to sunrvresorts.com to see all that we have to offer. It's great.
Absolutely. And we appreciate the time getting to talk about the property. It's been a couple years in the making, so it's really cool seeing it come to this threshold and to this point where we're about to accept reservations. We're getting all the marketing in full force, and soon enough, we'll all be sitting on that observation deck enjoying food together.
Awesome.
I'll definitely make plans to go stay there when you guys open. And thanks so much for taking the time to chat with Kenny and I. And we really appreciate it and look forward to the opening, and also look forward to having you guys on again at some point talking about some other new resorts.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thanks to Jackie and Nate for telling us about the new Costa Vista RV Resort outside of San Diego. It looks like it's going to have all of the amenities an RVer could want. Go to the show notes and find the link to the rendering so you can see for yourself what this resort is going to look like. Also, there is so much to see and do in the San Diego area, so it's definitely worth a visit. Thanks to all of you listening for your continued support of the podcast, and a big thank you to our sponsors, Battleborn Batteries and RV SnapPad, two great products that Kenny and I will always have with us in our RVs. We will see you all in 2 weeks with another episode. This next episode will feature a brand new RV builder, Alliance RVs. Safe travels, everyone.
This episode is brought to you by Battleborn Batteries, the best name in the RV and marine industry. These lithium batteries are designed and assembled in the USA, backed by a 10-year warranty. The best solution for your battery anxiety. So go check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.
Whether your adventure is on the road, on the water, or off the grid, Battleborn batteries keep you out there longer.